you do your time in the Navy. What you did get out early. From when I say early,
Yeah.
17 years, but you retired at 17 years.
Yeah. So I got medically retired May of 2020. Um, been battling it. I had been battling it sort of if I was mentally ready, if I was really done.
You mean
Um,
for the transition, like you were ready to
yeah.
leave?
Yeah. Like, was I good with what I had done? Do I want more? Does it make sense to have more? Um, but I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Because doctors, therapists, everybody was like, "You're kind of fucked up." I'm not fucked up. You're fucked up. And you're used to a deep emotional connection, commitment, sacrifice, meaning, patriotism, and it's like been doing this for 17 years. After the high school, like, what am I gonna do? Who am I? Um,
Your identity is very tied to that occupation.
it can be,
Mm.
yeah, and like we all
For,
go through our phases. Yes, it is. No,
for
it's
most
not.
for most
Yeah,
guys, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, identity, community, culture, environment. You're in a bubble. You're
Yeah.
about to be exposed to the real world. Um, that's why I said I was okay with being retired, which is a process in its own. Because once you start doing that, they cut about $15 to $2,000 of your pay a month.
Hmm.
So again, you probably go from 85 grand a year to 65 grand a year.
It's all your special duty pays, right?
Yeah,
Like
they don't tell you
which
about that.
which are non-taxable.
Yeah,
So
they don't tell you about that, and it's definitely concerning when you have a new wife, a newborn, pregnant, and your wife's pregnant again, and COVID's going on. Um,
yeah.
but I was lucky that there's a lot of great programs in the military uh, for transitioning,
Mhm.
um, and that'll allow you time to explore what you'd like to do after. As well as I did a moonlighting request yet, which basically you're requesting to be able to have a job outside the military while you're in the military.
Yeah.
And I did that um, when I got my real estate license.
Mm.
So I started doing real estate while I was still in the military and going through medical retirement.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, you like I'm your realtor,
mm,
moonlighting at Dev Group.
that was it. Yeah, that was an interesting exposure because I had met some guys that owned a real estate company around here. And I was like, hey, remember that conversation about 6 years ago? I could call you if I need anything. I was like, I have my real estate license. Can I hang it with you? And they had a great onboarding.
Okay.
And obviously, coming from the SEAL team's advice, now you're essentially in sales, handling people's usually the biggest purchase of their life. Was interesting, but I went into it based off my experience of what I didn't like about the realtors that I used,
Right.
and if they cared about what I wanted with the purchase. And so it was immediately successful. Like I was making over 100 grand a year just on the side by doing it.
Yeah.
So the financial security, all right, not really worried about it.
Give you a peace of mind to execute the transition.
Yeah.
At what point did you decide you're not going to do that and you're going to start your own company, become an entrepreneur?
Uh, well, before I started real estate, I started a company with stand-up paddle boards and like a service of like
Okay.
sort of like ski butler, but step butler. So I basically kind of just had an idea, called some friends, like, how do I do this? And kind of learn how to do it. So when I was doing real estate, when I got paid commissions, it would go to my company. And so I was just always kind of consistently learning. When I was doing real estate, still going through medical retirement, I helped DJ start the skateboard company that he found kind of through art therapy.
Because you guys kind of transitioned the same time.
Yeah. And
Okay.
he was going through medical retirement in 19 and helped him start the skateboard company. And to prove to him, I was like, you don't have to be a hired gun and go work contract or whatever and get shot and killed. You've done it for
Yeah.
17 years. Like you enjoy skateboarding. Let me show you, at least what I thought.
Yeah.
Um, you can have a life after and hang up your gun. So it kind of came on good timing on entrepreneurship. There was always great mentors I had
Mm.
pushing me to be like, what do you want to do after the military? What do you like doing? I used to always say, I was like, I'd go work for Pyrex. anybody that has a wife and values Pyrex knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, it's great containers, but I was like, I'm gonna make the best Pyrex that I could. Um, but I had great mentors and pushed me in my comfort zone and entrepreneurship and being confident. And if I put my mind to it, I could do whatever I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, you get obviously a lot of skills and attributes and discipline and intentionality, work ethic to
Yeah.
survive at the command you're at. How do you translate those to building something for yourself?
Uh, so GBRS started in TribeScate's office when I was also doing real estate and going through medical retirement. So still in the military, real estate, TribeScate's now starting GBRS. I was searching for something that gave me the same meaning as being in the teams,
Hmm.
the same value, the same challenge, the same impact, um, but also like there's a level of survivability that real estate's great, but not really passionate or enjoying it. GBRS and training is what I know and passionate, like, and business and best friends doing it with, like, and the impact of passing on the knowledge was like way more meaningful.
Yeah, money's not always
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah. Like, don't chase the money. The money's the result of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And somebody, I had a good mentor that told me that a long time ago. Like, don't chase the money. The money is the result of what you're doing. Um, so choosing to start GBRS, I was like, all right, I'm not doing the training. I've hung my gun up. I'll do the back end. I know it the best out of us.
Yeah. Hence
Um,
becoming the CEO.
it's like, um, so I mean, starting GBRS is just working side jobs, robbing Peter to pay Paul, starting small and cash flowing it, um, utilizing our network and growing relationships. We had a good framework from an old buddy of marketing sense and presenting the brand in a way and parameters of go, no go, and what we're willing to do and not do. But it was all, I say, partially driven of like, DJ and I only want to make 100 grand a year each and just provide for our families,
Yeah.
and do what we love doing and not have to kind of reinvent ourselves again.
With it, that that transition, there had to be a decision that was made. You're coming from like a life over a decade in the shadows, right? And now you're going to be going on social media platforms, promoting yourself. Some people have a hard time with that, especially coming from where you came from. Uh, and so, was there ever like a decision, like, hey, we're going to have to lean forward and let people know who we are in order to be able to do something good? Because I mean, obviously, you guys aren't seeking self notoriety. You guys are wanting to do something good. So that had to be a clear, intentional decision to do that, to build a brand, because you guys really built this amazing brand.
It was a clear decision, and I say with guidelines of and hard limits of what we were willing to do and not do.
Yeah,
Like, we're not stamping and approving. This is, whatever team approved.
yeah,
Um, it was completely weird and awkward because it's like you go from hiding from cameras, you're not on social media, to like we at least have to have our company be on social media. And probably for the first 24 months, DJ left his face blurred
yeah,
because he wasn't sure if it was going to work out, and if he showed his face on social media, it was going to kind of cut off some opportunities for him.
yeah. Like
Um,
kind of plan Bs.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So, and that actually became a thing on social media. Like, who is this blurred face? Yeah, we said, you know, retired special mission unit operators, but it was vague enough to us, and you know, we have a lot of value for the teams and people and history and what people have and haven't done in the best light of the teams. So we carry that very closely to us and never want people to think we're abusing. It's just our history. That's what we did. Who we are now today is extremely different, and that my history and past profession doesn't define me.
yeah,
Current day does. Um, but the social media and marketing aspect was definitely learning, and the guidelines that we got from an old friend really set us on a good path, and mix it with COVID and everybody being at home and on social media, it only grew.
Yeah.
Um, Started out as training, and it early to, I'd say mid late 2020. I remember somebody was like, "Hey, like, do you have any T-shirts?" I was like, "T-shirts of what?" "T-shirts with your logo." I was like, "Why would you want a T-shirt with our logo on it?" "Well, it's cool." I was like, "We're cool." We're searching for like scalable, dependable. So we make some T-shirts and we sell out in like 15 seconds, and 40 grand later, we're like, this is scalable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're in the retail line
Yeah, I
business
think
as
we should
well.
explore
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of moved on from there. But it has been failures. It has been growth. It has been heartache. It's been terrible. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Worked
How many years now?
just over 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you work your ass off, but there's nothing more rewarding to not only create something, but have an impact and help and shape people's lives on what it is today.
Yeah. And in the product, like we were talking about earlier, the hydro product and all the different products you guys have. By the way, I want to say, because I know there's complete haters out there as well. Like I think, from if it counts for anything, you guys have done a tremendous job as former SMU guys coming out in the public. Like you guys have handled that like perfectly. Like you guys have really like ethic, if ethically is the right term for it, but just like with like respect and honor, and that you guys have not abused it and just handled it in a really good way. I always watch how people do different things, and I thought you guys have handled that so well.
I
And
appreciate it. Yeah, we talk about it often behind closed doors, and it's I don't get it. I don't get why people bash other people. I don't like we should be there to help and support each other.
yeah,
Like,
the veteran community has been the worst about tearing each other apart. It's like if
yeah,
someone becomes successul, they become a target. It's like why,
yeah.
why can't you
Uh,
like
It's embarrassing to me because it's like, what example are you setting for the next generation?
yeah,
Like, got a bunch of legit people with a lot of experience and wealth of knowledge, and you're beating each other down?
yeah,
Come on. Like, let's teach people the right thing and set the right example.
yeah, yeah? We're all trying to do. I think most of us are trying to do something good
Yeah,
and continue to be contributors. You guys certainly are. There's
appreciate
so
it.
many veterans out there running nonprofits and just doing great things and just trying to continue to have individual purpose and make an impact.
Yeah,
And too many people are just coming out and tearing each other down just simply because they were successful. If they weren't successful, they wouldn't go after them.
yeah.
So I think that's a couple of quotes that have come off of that. But was there? I'm going to kind of speak to the entrepreneur out there. Was there ever a time that you guys thought you weren't going to make it, and it's like, hey, we just have to grind through this? Like this is harder than we thought. Like, should we pull the plug on this, or do we lean in and see it through?
So there was a time, and I think it's worth covering. Um, January of 2021, our company credit cards were shut off because we couldn't pay the bill.
Mm,
And I saw it coming, so I got another credit card. Um, so at least we could cover bills and certain things. And we're really trying to explore, like, just came out of COVID. How are we making money? Like, we weren't paying ourselves. And it's like, there was never, in my opinion, a time where we're like, we're going to have to hang this up. Like, my wife got super pissed when she found out, but I completely bottom lined our lease, which was well over $500,000 based on the term. And I literally told him, I was like, I'll stop paying my house mortgage before I stop paying this. And so there was never a point where it was like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
yeah,
No, we're gonna figure out something, however we need to, and all of our families, our lives depend on it. And like, I don't really care to go to bankruptcy or tell my wife I bottom lined
yeah,
a $500,000 lease. Um, so no, there. It's just like buds or anything else. Like, challenging times are going to happen no matter how old or young the company is, and you, you learn who's there, really there,
mhm,
and going to grind it out with you and stay up for 48 hours, and you learn who just kind of says it. Um, but staying tough and getting through it, every entrepreneur, like, that's the crazy thing. You think you're alone, you're the first entrepreneur, like, this is just part of a milestone that you all hit.
Yeah. Well, you have a T-shirt or a sweatshirt that speaks to this. Burn the ships, right?
No
There's
retreat.
no plan B.
Yeah, no
Right?
turning back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you don't know the burn the ship story, go look it up because it speaks exactly to what Cole's saying right now.
yeah.
Right? You can't. Right. So all in, all in. Uh, just lean forward and make it happen.
Mhm.
Do kind of what Cortez. We're gonna do what we came here to do.
Yeah.
Win. Yeah.